Southern Senior Men's Team. Thank you, George. Our next game tonight is the Men's National Premier League Round 1 between Sunshine Coast Wanderers and Gold Coast United. We apologise for the delay. We're 15 minutes late. This game will kick off pretty well straight away. So, welcome to Ballina Park. We're about to commence the NPL game very shortly.
Good afternoon and welcome to the first Saturday of the 2024 National Premier League's Men's Queensland season. Ballinger Park will play host to one edition of the Battle of the Coast. Gold Coast United make the trek up north as they are coming off 2 wins in the first 2 rounds of the Kappa Pro Series. As for the Sunshine Coast Wanderers, well, they kick off their league season here at home where they will be seeking a different result from their round 2 loss to the Brisbane Strikers. Both sides will be hoping for a winning start in what is sure to be a pulsating premiership race. Here's how the two sides will line up this afternoon. Sunshine Coast Wanderers will start with Eli Williams in goal. Liam Fitzsimmons wears the captain's armband and will line up in the back line. Max Brown makes his league debut for his new club. Gerard Taylor is expected to lead the line, while Connor Lilly will begin on the bench after starting in recent weeks. As for Gold Coast United, well, that man on screen, Carlos Aliadare, is the keeper and captain. Lachlan Durrington is called into the starting 11. Teddy Watson will make his NPL debut at the age of 36 after signing from Surfers Paradise Apollo. Kai Tapaldo and Jack Peroni are the strike, which start on the bench tonight. Weather conditions, well, rain, and more rain. It has rained quite heavily here on the Sunshine Coast. However, we are very lucky to have this game get underway. It was up to the referees moments before kickoff, and they deem the field ready to rock and roll. And both sides A-OK to take part in this round 1 fixture. It is sitting at roughly 30 degrees with sunset expected at 6:26 p.m. And our match officials this afternoon, we have Brenton Leopoulos on the 4th official duties. Jackson Davis and Kyle Foster are the 2 assistants, and Israel Terrell Crespo, the man in the middle. It's showtime on the Sunshine Coast. The first 90 minutes of the league for either side ahead. Gold Coast United running from left to right in their away strip, and Chris Lucas finds some space early on. Just wondering what these white jerseys will look like come the 90th minute after the downpour on Ballinger Park. That's what the next month looks like for the Sunshine Coast Wanderers. A big match against Brisbane City next weekend, who did make a finals appearance in 2023, followed by Moreton City Excelsior. As Brown, with a high boot, Daniel Dias claiming possession back for the away side. And, of course, the derby next weekend between United and Knights. That is set to be a blockbuster. And then Gold Coast United also face Brisbane City. For them, it will be round 3. So exciting times ahead in Football Queensland as Teddy Watson lets one fly. Of course, his debut tonight. A household name on the coast. And finally gets his start in the National Premier League's Queensland. Expect more of that. He's certainly a finisher at heart. Teddy Watson, as I mentioned in the intro, signed from Surfers Paradise Apollo. Enjoyed plenty of success with the Surfers Paradise base club, both individual and as a collective with his squad. He's a very handy acquisition for Gold Coast United as Brown shields off Panetta. And now Green cutting the ball across. It just doesn't land in the lap of any Sunshine Coast Wanderer. And now Fitzsimmons pushing high It's a little bit of a wayward cross. And it will be a goal kick for Gold Coast United, who have had a mixed bag in, well, the run home in 2023. Their final 6 games was a little disappointing from their standards. They had a win against they had a draw rather against Redlands, then they drew against Olympic. That was in round 19 of last year. Olympic went down to 10 men in that one. They couldn't get the better of this group in Sunshine Coast Wanderers. That was a 3-1 loss in round 20. Rochedale Rovers defeated them in round 21. Round 22 was a 4-1 Brisbane City defeat. And then the qualifying final, they bowed out of the final series against Peninsula Power 3-1 after finishing 3rd last season. One of their best years in recent memory in the National Premier League's Queensland after 22 matches played, 10 wins, 6 draws and 6 losses, tallying a total of 36 points. That was good enough to put them in 3rd. However, they couldn't capitalise in the end. They seemed to struggle at the back end of the year. And in that run, there was an aggregate score of 13-4 against Gold Coast United. So not pretty viewing. They'll be looking for a much better start and finish to season 2023. And of course, it is a new era for them. Justin Mackay has departed the club after a very long tenure as leader. As Carlos Saliadare lines up with the armband and is entrusted with the responsibilities, who has been a part of the Gold Coast United setup for some time now too, in his own right. A very classy keeper, Carlos Saliadare. And here is Gold Coast United as they find themselves inside Wanderers half. Hooper takes his time. However, there's no one forward in that vicinity. It will be a Wanderers throw through Fitzsimmons. Woodcock. Fitzsimmons fouled in the process. Bridge. Yeah, that's Harrison Hooper, who joins the starting 11 this afternoon. Watson coming forward for Gold Coast United has support in Durrington, and Iguchi gets the better of Durrington with just a drop of the shoulder. However, Durrington earns a point back by forcing Wanderers with a throw in deep inside their own half. Well, it will be a Gold Coast United throw after all of that. Won't quite catch it on the replay, as Remmers is the man with the throw. Brown trying to promote the ball forward. Thompson shielding away, and that's a heavy challenge. Liam Fitzsimmons puts his arm up in apology, but it will be a yellow card to the Sunshine Coast Wanderers captain. The first booking of the afternoon. Only took 8 minutes for that to occur. As it was a desperate challenge. Gerard Taylor was also in the vicinity. And Blake Thompson had 2 to deal with. In the end, it was Fitzsimmons that made the contact as Panetta has the ball on the spot. And it's a low-driven free kick. Taylor clears it further as forward, and Blake Thompson is happy to collect as Gold Coast United look to strike once more. They had one early opportunity with Teddy Watson, and since then they've been building into this match. Durrington, was he fouled? Yes, he was. So another free kick going the way of Gold Coast United. Max Brown and Josh Woodcock just having a few words to say, but it won't change the referee's decision. And it really is a yellow wall that line up as Panetta standing over it, so too Dias. Panetta walking away as the free kick's taken on, and well, it's a little too high and misdirected. It was Chris Lucas with the attempt. Certainly has quite the resume. Chris Lucas was a Gold Coast United youth player in the 2012 A-League youth season. He made his debut against Sydney FC. And he spent the last 4 years at Oakley Cannons in National Premier League Victoria. So he too, along with Teddy Watson, another striker they brought to the club, Jack Peroni, another man who plays up front, who's recently signed with Gold Coast United. So they're certainly looking to bring in the artillery as they want to have a fit and firing forward line. Not to mention Kai Tapaldo sitting on the bench tonight, well this afternoon. Lucas, again occupying that right flank. Just get the sense that he can create something from nothing, Chris Lucas, as he's threatened a couple of times with those runs in behind. Now Brown, lofting it over the top, Fitzsimmons finds Noguchi, and he had a handful of Blake Thompson's shirt there. Remers picks out Williams. There's a few candidates coming through for Gold Coast United. And now Wanderers will take their time with the ball, as the last 8 meetings between these two have seen 3 wins for the Wanderers, 2 wins for Gold Coast United, and 3 draws between them. Their last match was on the 13th of August, where the Wanderers came away 3-1 winners that night. And then the 7th of May was the first time they met in 2023, and Gold Coast United walked away 1-0 winners that afternoon. So a win for either side last year. And now they open each other's league season with a fixture against one another. Their largest win, well, the largest win in the last 4 seasons was on the 11th of April, 2021. Gold Coast United with 5, Sunshine Coast Wanderers 1. So it was a 5-1 drumming back in 2021. Of course, a lot has changed since then, personnel included. But a consistent theme is goals in this fixture as Lucas, here he is, picking up some space. Lockie Harrison thought he did nothing wrong in the instance. As we take a look, there was contact made. And Chris Lucas potentially has a case. In the end, no penalty given. Here he is again, Lucas. And was looking to pull out of that gap rather than accelerate through it. Watson coming in field as he looks to create some room for himself. Now Dias. Remmers taking the strike on, and Williams will bounce the ball into his hands. So Gold Coast United with the better of the attack so far. They have certainly threatened the penalty area, at least, of Sunshine Coast Wanderers. Wanderers have dealt with it each and every occasion, but they haven't been able to muster much up front themselves. As this game starting to get played in the Wanderers half. Addis. Got the ball played as Remmers spots Lucas. They open up the pitch to Gold Coast United. And the strike from Fraser Hills earns the corner. Well, it was lovely play from Gold Coast United, swinging the ball from side to side. Chris Lucas, no hesitation to play it into that penalty area. And Fraser Hills dragging it wide with the help of a deflection. Things starting to click for Gold Coast United. Here is the corner. Lucas taps it on. A great stop in the end by Williams. Remmers. Blake Thompson. Opted back for the playmaker as Remmers just got the pass away in time. Watson nodding it down. Lucas with the strike. They all pull out of it, waiting for Thompson to arrive. It's an onslaught at the moment. However, Wanderers are doing all they can. Thompson whipping it across. Teddy Watson will chase. Josiah Green happy to let that skid over the line, and it will be a goal kick. Well, how about that? Eli Williams keeping the scores locked at 0-0 as Chris Lucas got a touch on the corner. It was goal bound, that's for sure. And then not much substance in the attack after that from Gold Coast United. However, certainly stringing together some passes and delivering the ball right on that penalty spot a couple of times. It's pumped forward again, looking for Watson. Harrison Hooper will welcome the throw, and they look to take things quickly through bridge. Now Harrison, Lockie Harrison that is, picking out Max Brown. Higuchi, Woodcock, Zanos, away for Hooper. This is better from Sunshine Coast Wanderers. However, they can't quite follow it up defensively. Zahi Haddis was fouled, and it looks as though Harrison Hooper may have a little problem here, just getting tangled up. It was a late challenge, not much malice at all. Certainly a foul, but Harrison Hooper yet to move off the ground since it. The man he fouled, Zahi Haddis, returns to Gold Coast United after a stint with the Brisbane Royal Youth and Gold Coast Knights. He made the mid-season swap from the Brisbane Royal Youth to Gold Coast Knights in 2023. And of course that Gold Coast Knights outfit going on to achieve it all. So plenty of experience to bring back to their crosstown rivals in Gold Coast United. And now we do have a break in play here. We just certainly hope all is okay with Harrison Hooper. Immediately after making the challenge, he went to ground. And he has all the support right now as they assess his body. And this is not what you want to see 20 minutes into round one of your season, especially for your Sunshine Coast Wanderers. So both sides have made their way to their respective dugouts to grab a drink, and here's some instructions after the first 20 minutes. As we wait to hear communication as to the welfare of Harrison Hooper and where we go from here. While we do have a moment, we will have a look at Sunshine Coast Wanderers' previous seasons. They missed the top six by 5 points last year. They finished 8th in the end. 29 points was earned after 22 games played. 8 wins, 5 draws and 9 losses. They did have a chance to crack a final spot. However, it just didn't pan out that way for them. Of course, it was a top 6 last year instead of a top 4, which created an extra week of finals. And in their last 5 rounds, they had 7 points from a possible 12, which was a 5-point difference. And if you do the maths, that would have gotten them close to the top 4 pending goal difference. Top 6 rather, pending goal difference. It was a 2-2 draw against Brisbane Royal Youth in round 22. And prior to then, they went down to Brisbane City in round 21. So those drop points certainly didn't help their cause, as we see the stretcher being brought out for Harrison Hooper, and his players, or his teammates rather, surround him as we hope again all is okay. And while it does seem serious, it isn't too threatening to Harrison Hooper. And a chance for either side to take a breath and have a breather after what was quite a frenetic opening 23 minutes. It's Harrison Hooper will exit the field of play, and again, we wish him all the best in the recovery. No doubt he is in good hands, and rightly so. The crowd along with players clap him off. So we'll get back to the football for now, as Gold Coast United do have a free kick. That's where the game last stopped. And Saliadare gets us re-going again. Connor Lilly is the man to replace Harrison Hooper, and here's his first touch. Connor Lilly breaking free. Fraser Hills on his case, however. And now, after a stoppage in play, both sides will be looking to regain their rhythm as Brown thought about taking the shot on. Here's Connor Lilly dragging it wide before attempting to swing the ball across. This time he does manufacture a delivery. Green won't get past Sahiadis. It will be a Wanderers throw. Josiah Green receiving the throw-in. And a corner for the Wanderers as they look to build some pressure. This is certainly better from them as they progress up the field, and great to see the Wanderers' active support in the background over the fence. Certainly great to have support and love for your club like that as they bring some atmosphere with the drums and their voice. They'll be hoping for a goal here. Lucas can't quite get rid of it. Higuchi was about to strike. And they came from everywhere to make the challenge on him. And now Higuchi, that's another foul from him. And it will be a yellow card. The second one of the match, and the second one for Sunshine Coast Wanderers. Fitzsimmons. The penetrating pass forward. Max Brown was the intended target. And he could only watch it fly over his head. It's a sharp throw. Brown trying to twist it forward. Now Thompson gets underneath it. And Teddy Watson spots an opportunity. It doesn't quite bounce his way. Here is Watson. And he's cornered into handing the ball back. Sunshine Coast Wanderers find a touch for themselves. Dias heading it away now. Jed Zanos placing it over the top. Josiah Green Couldn't get the better of Darryl Bright. And, well, quite the high-octane challenge from either member there. As there was a 50-50 ball there to be won. Neither willing to pull out between Zahi Addis and Jed Zanos. Goal kick, the end result. And quite the intensity from Jed Zanos, who of course has featured in the Kappa Pro Series for Sunshine Coast Wanderers, and it's the only form we really have to go off for either side. Currently the Sunshine Coast Wanderers sit 3 points behind Gold Coast Knights and Brisbane Strikers, who are both first and second on 6 points. Gold Coast Knights with the superior goal difference of 15 is the reason they sit on top spot. However, there's still 3 games left, so 9 points available. I mean, right now, Gold Coast Knights are certainly a shoo-in to advance from the group stage, considering their form and the ladder certainly sitting in their favour. However, you just never know. Sunshine Coast Wanderers certainly still in it for now. And they've had one away game and one home game in the Kappa Pro Series. Their home game came against the Brisbane Strikers in round 2 of the Kappa Pro Series. That was a 4-2 loss, and then they travelled to Dixon Oval in Gatton to face Southwest Queensland Thunder in round 1 of the Pro Series, and that was a 2-0 win. So, a win and a loss to start. And then their last 3 league games of 2023 were all at home at Ballinger Park. And they start off the new year here as well, as Fraser Hills looking to play forward. Max Brown with space ahead of him. This could be dangerous. He unleashed the shot. It was blocked, but Wanderers will get a free kick on the rebound. Here it is again. You just could feel it coming. The strike from Brown. Carlos Eliadare was set and ready. However, his defence did the job for him. And it's another set piece for the Wanderers. Can they create something from this position? Woodcock feints. Fitzsimmons delivers. Brown, it was, making a run in behind. You saw it partially open up. The execution just lacking a touch, but for the most part it was a well-worked set piece. A little bit different, a bit of a trick shot from the Wanderers. But now it's Gold Coast United coming back the other way. Remmers put under pressure. Has to try and dance his way by Lilly. He certainly does that. Panetta stealing the ball back for Gold Coast United. Here is Panetta trying to get on his favoured foot. And then the strike going astray. An opportunity opened up for Gold Coast United. It was Fraser Hills who took it on. And Eli Williams has to go play fetch, as it was a chance there for Gold Coast United. Still no goals after the opening half an hour. Certainly very different to the season opener last night. Gold Coast Knights running away 9-0 winners against Wynnum Wolves. That has certainly done the rounds over the past 20 hours or so since kickoff. Quite the night for the Gold Coast Knights. And they were 3 goals up. Half an hour into that one. Wynnum Wolves, of course, newly promoted from FQPL 1, coming from back-to-back promotions, stepping up from FQPL 2 to now the NPL in 2 seasons. Quite the story, however. It was a tough one for them, but they've certainly learnt plenty from it, no doubt. I'm sure Graham Fife had a lot to take away from the game, and they can only build as the year progresses. Now Panetta had Chris Lucas working for him, but in the end, Wanderers land back on the ball. There's Brown trying to tee up Taylor. And Blake Thompson's clearance dials in on Remmers, and it will be a Wanderers throw-in high up the field. Fitzsimmons darts it in low. Another Sunshine Coast Wanderers throw in. They've had plenty of them. That's just the way the cookie's crumbled so far. Fitzsimmons certainly giving those arms a workout with all the throwing taking place. And now Zanos looks to turn it round the corner. It's all a little messy in that part of the field. Gold Coast United take the throw. Thompson had nowhere to go. He was really stuck. Higuchi trying to tee up Brown. The press almost forcing a result for the Wanderers. And now Saliadare gets the attack in transition for Lucas. Here's Durrington. Back to Chris Lucas. Now to Zahi Addis. Not afraid to sling this ball around. It's been like a pinball so far from side to side from Gold Coast United, and that was the strike from Panetta this time. They certainly look to switch play in a lot of sequences to Gold Coast United. They promote bodies forward as they try and catch it. This Sunshine Coast Wanderers defence. So far it hasn't been breached. There's Connor Lilly with a bit of guile. Just got out of the way of that one. Giving our man Liam Fitzsimmons another throw-in. Well, he's probably had more throw-ins than touches on the ball so far in this one, Liam Fitzsimmons. Just scaling the sideline, and that's three consecutive throw-ins. As again, he'll look to go up the sideline. This time it is knotted on. The flag will be up. You can't be offside from a throw-in, however. That is receiving the ball from the throw-in itself if the pass is, of course, played, whether by foot or head on that occasion, and you are in offside position, the flag will rise, as we saw there. Saliadare finds plenty of air. There's Green nodding on to Jed Zanos, and Gold Coast United earn it back. Watson in support. Panetta trying to skate his way forward. Panetta! Jeez. He was a hard man to stop. He had spiders on him in that play. Sunshine Coast Wanderers just couldn't lay a foot on him. And then Chris Lucas reaching out. Not sure if it was a cross or shot or both from Panetta. But in the end, it results in a goal kick. However, smooth move so far from Panetta. They've certainly looked to play with exuberance and flair, have Gold Coast United. It has been exciting to watch, despite no goals so far in the opening 40 minutes, and we may not get one in this half. There have been a few chances created, but for the most part, the build-up play has been quite sublime at times from Gold Coast United. Just lacking that killer instinct in the final third. Addis, way back for Bright, who sets his radar forward for Lucas. Durrington, Hills, forward for Durrington, and Eli Williams will slide out to collect, helped by the wet weather, of course. So into the final 5 minutes of the first half. You will assume there will be time added on after the breaks in play. Most notably the Harrison Hooper injury, who unfortunately saw his day come to an end. Durrington rips the pass wide to Hills. Now Addis. Panetta. Watson wanting a free kick, and he gets what he wants, Teddy Watson. The whistle came a little late as he was checking to ensure he was onside, pending a delivery forward. And Lachlan Harrison got a little too involved. And they take it quickly to Gold Coast United. Chris Lucas opens the scoring, and we have our first 42 minutes in. It's Chris Lucas for Gold Coast United. Well, plying his trade in the NPL Victoria, and now the NPL Queensland for Gold Coast United. And he opens the books. How about it? Just some smarts from Gold Coast United, taking the game on. And they got their just rewards as Carlos Saliadare has a few words with his backline, expecting better. Hiraguchi it was with the opportunity, looking to equalise immediately after going down 1-0. Here come Gold Coast United. Lucas, the danger man so far. Bouncing around against Connor Lilly. It's spilt by Eli Williams, and Panetta was on the spot. Williams recovered just in time. There wasn't much doing there at all. And then before you know it, it looked as though a goal was brewing for Gold Coast United. Williams did well to dive on the ball in time. As Wanderers will be hoping to get to half-time, only one down, or even better, one apiece. Zanos carting it forward. Now Dias. Blake Thompson. Helps for Saliadare. I assume there will be a little bit more time left in this first half. So time for Wanderers to make their mark if they can. They won't. They'll have to be very cautious, however, as Gold Coast United certainly growing into this game. Certainly boosted by that goal. Thompson. Fraser Hills will be out-muscled by Lockie Harrison. Have to go searching for the ball. We eventually find it. Away come Gold Coast United with it. Addis takes a large touch as Max Brown was the one defending him. The two teammates, of course, from Gold Coast Knights. Coming up against one another on the Sunshine Coast. Bridge promotes the ball forward. Gucci on the ball, and now Fraser Hills working extremely hard. Lucas, Panetta. Panetta! It's two, and it's Nick Panetta. Drilling it home. Fraser Hills loves it, and you can probably put the goal down to that man after chasing the ball endlessly, trying to jump in and out between defenders. And in the end, Panetta finishes it off. He scored Gold Coast United's first goal in the 2023 opener 3-0 against Gold Coast Knights in round 1 last season. And, well, today he's on the scoreboard again in the first half, along with Chris Lucas, as halftime is here. Panetta and Lucas, the difference. We'll be back right after these messages. As at the break, it is Sunshine Coast Wanderers 0, Gold Coast United 2.
The Matildas are on fire, and the Socceroos have the breakthrough.
How do I feel this time? One straight off.
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Welcome back to the second half between Sunshine Coast Wanderers and Gold Coast United. 2-0 the score, and the goal scorer is Chris Lucas, along with Nick Panetta, are the difference in this one so far. And straight off the bat, we have our first free kick going the way of Gold Coast United. A chance for both Nick Green and Gray Piddick to have a discussion with their teams. I'm sure Gold Coast United would have been happy with what they tossed up in the first 45 for the most part, all things considered. And as for Sunshine Coast Wanderers, well, they had their moments, but they can certainly build on what they produced in the first 45. And it's Bright, Panetta, Dias. They play in a triangle, do the trio. Saliadare getting a few touches in the outfield as he spots this ball up. It just doesn't have the width required. Gucci won't get by Fraser Hills as Fraser Hills wins it back and Zahi Addis wasn't ready to run. Josiah Green there to track the ball down, and Higuchi nodding it on, except it only lands at a white jersey. Panetta, Watson, Teddy Watson slipping as he took the shot on, and it was quite simple for Eli Williams in the end. I was mentioning both managers, and well, Nick Green is the man in charge in 2024. Kevin Evans was appointed interim head coach to see out the 2023 season. He was a technical director at the club at the time, and he also has experience in the A-League along with the National Premier Leagues. Did Kevin Evans, but now it's Nick Green, the man leading Sunshine Coast Wanderers, as Chris Lucas wasn't going to give it up. Play allowed to continue. The flag stayed down in the process, and Gold Coast United will just reset. Well, Gray Piddick, he was involved in the NPL Queensland vs Victoria All-Stars match at the end of last season, of course with Cameron Miller taking the side down to Victoria. They went down in a penalty shootout against National Premier League's Victoria, as it was a tight contest. And of course, Gray Piddick has built this Gold Coast United outfit, spending a couple years here now and looking to improve year on year. Here's Higuchi, and it won't get to him as Gold Coast United have it back through Dias. Durrington. An ordinary moment for Chris Lucas, not something that he's produced often so far in this one. Been the spark in attack for Gold Coast United, really lighting up their attacking half. His goal was quite simple as well. It just required a direct pass into the back of the net. Nothing too complex about it, but he put himself in the right position and did all the hard work early as Fraser Hills opens up himself. Zahi Addis lapping around Panetta. And again, Fraser Hills and Zahi Addis just not on the same page at the moment. A couple of times Fraser Hills has looked for his wing back, and on this occasion he goes there again. Zahi Addis a little frustrated with the situation. Most likely not Fraser Hills. Sunshine Coast Wanderers living dangerously there as Gold Coast United look to up the ante. They earn the ball back through a throw, and they waste absolutely no time immediately pushing it around in the field of play. Straight from the throw in Gold Coast United. Certainly the aggressors so far in this one as Lucas has runners coming. Watson won't reach it. Panetta keeping it alive. And it'll flash by Eli Williams covering up the near post. So goal kick coming the way of Sunshine Coast Wanderers. And they just couldn't string it together there, Gold Coast United. Making its way into Gold Coast United's half. You just get the feeling that Sunshine Coast Wanderers only need one. If they can find one, well, who knows what comes after that. Hiraguchi, one-on-one, denied by Carlos Saliadare. That's why he was named National Premier League's Queensland Goalkeeper of the Year in 2023. Getting low to his right. And just as the talking point emerged of finding one, potentially two, and getting back into this one, Carlos Saliadare puts his hand up for Gold Coast United, the captain, of course. Now, in comes the swinging ball. It's headed on. And they see out the threat. The Gold Coast United. It was Kirito Higuchi who had the chance, had success in Cairns, playing for Southside Comets FC. He also spent multiple seasons with the Sunshine Coast Fire. And he's had the best chance so far for the Wanderers. Fraser Hills walking a tightrope, but does exceptionally well to earn the throw-in. Take a look at this from the number 10. Quite agile, coming at pace and then doing well to keep the ball in play and picking up possession. It was nimble stuff from Fraser Hills. Played in Ballina in the local leagues in 2023, and he's of course a former member of Brisbane City, and most known for that famous cup run with the Brisbane Strikers in 2019. Played a solid hand in that campaign. Of course, it was, or rather the FFA Cup. It was called the FFA Cup before getting a revamp not so long ago. Football Federation Australia Cup turning into just the Australia Cup, which the Brisbane Roar featured in the most recent final. They just couldn't get the job done that night in Sydney. And of course, what a night it was at Perry Park when Andy Pengelly scored the opener against Melbourne City in that 2019 FFA Cup run. certainly lit up Bowen Hills. However, Melbourne City then flexed their muscle and went on to win that one. But it was a great night for football in Queensland, no doubt. And as the standard of the National Premier League continues to grow and grow, so does the calibre of contests that occur in the national competition. Daniel Dias shifting along for Durrington, and Gold Coast United just enjoying this spell of possession. And Chris Lucas can't keep it in play, so it will be a Wanderers throw. They are missing a few names, most notably Jeremy Stewart and Oliver Duncan. Oliver Duncan and Jeremy Stewart both playing a decent number of minutes in the Kappa Pro Series. Of course, Jeremy Stewart spent 4 years at the Wanderers before joining Moreton Bay United, and has since returned as Watson gets on the end of this. Zahi Addis ball forward. Panetta. They come to shut him down. Dias searching for the corner where Fraser Hills was in pursuit. And Fraser Hills earning the ball back for Gold Coast United. However, it was an illegal challenge as the referee's whistle went once more. They've scored 2 goals in their last 2 matches. 2-1 against Moreton City Excelsior. That's the FQPL 1 side, and 2-0 against Redlands United. They have 2 again here to Gold Coast United. No doubt they'll be looking for some more. You think it's a sure thing that Gold Coast Knights will finish the round on top of the ladder, considering the goal difference. It will take another monstrous effort from another side to top a 9-0 goal difference after round 1. However, that will no doubt balance out as the year pans out. Who knows, goal difference may even play a part at the final stages of the premiership race. So 2 is nice, but Gold Coast United will be on the hunt for more, no doubt. Here's Daniel Dias. Addis. Zahi Addis. Room to move. And this has become the pattern of play. Gold Coast United holding on to the ball. Wanderers winning it back, but only momentarily. That's how things have played out so far in this second half at least. No doubt as we reach the hour mark, there will be some fatiguing legs out there. been an up-tempo game, which has been encouraged from Gold Coast United. Every single opportunity they have had, they've looked to take it quickly. Diaz works it forward for Lucas. Teddy Watson has his shot stopped by Eli Williams. Well, it was a sublime stop, a reflex save from that position. Got the right mid out and denied the key striker for Gold Coast United. Well, if Sunshine Coast Wanderers can turn things around, we'll certainly look back on that moment. Mark it down in the 61st minute. It was Eli Williams putting a stop to what looked to be a certain third. Addis finding Panetta inside. And now Watson. Knew Panetta was going to continue his run. They have begun to click. Gold Coast United. It took some time in the opening exchanges of the match, but now things seem to be firing as Panetta in two minds, not sure how he wants to go about things. In the end, promotes it to Diaz. In goes a delivery, Woodcock underneath it. Watson controlling the ball to ground as he dances every which way, and it will be a goal kick from that exchange. So, Gold Coast United turning the screws on the Wanderers. They don't have many answers in return. They really are on the back foot right now. Watson with a back heel. A cheeky attempt from Teddy Watson. However, it isn't on target. Didn't have a lot else on, really. Panetta trailing. He didn't spot him, who was at the top of the penalty area. Instead, Watson went himself. And now substitutions are being made for Sunshine Coast Wanderers. Well, Jeremy Stewart joins the fray along with Matthew Nesval. However, Jeremy Stewart was not on the team list coming into this afternoon. So he's a surprise showing. And Matthew Nesval, the number 7, out there now for the Wanderers as Nick Green looks to start getting the wheels spinning his way. Can those two produce a spark on a rainy afternoon at Ballinger Park? Cries of shoot. It lands at the feet of Nesval. Saliadare coming up big again. My oh my, Carlos Saliadare certainly earning his money's worth tonight as Nesval point blank took the shot on and denied by the Gold Coast United captain. Durrington. Teddy Watson. And Zanos taking the last touch as we will get another round of substitutions by the looks of things. And Teddy Watson is the man making his way off in his NPL debut. Provided a couple of highlights for Gold Coast United. Didn't feature on the score sheet, but certainly had some moments to savour. As on comes Kai Tapaldo along with Jack Peroni. Nick Panetta, the other man, to make way for the fresh legs. So Tapaldo and Peroni to lead the line now for Gold Coast United as Gray Piddick fires back from the initial substitutions made by Nick Green. Gucci still going, brought to ground. It was Remers who made the tackle. Higuchi trying to walk by, and Remers makes the challenge as all players get involved. And, well, a few spot fires sparking up between either side. Fitzsimmons just has the ball snatched off him. And a stern talking to from Isidro Terrell Crespo. Now the ball plays down and Gold Coast Knights will make the march back as here is a moment for the Sunshine Coast Wanderers, down 2-0 at home. This would be one way to fight yourself back into the game. Saliadare checking the wall. As Fitzsimmons stands over it. Max Brown joins him. It's going to be Fitzsimmons driving it hard and low, and Carlos Saliadare aware of the situation. We do apologise. There have been no red cards handed out. There's just a glitch in the system for the moment. However, the team are on it right now to get it fixed up. It is a 11v11 still as we count down towards the final 20 minutes of this one. Diaz. Remmers. Blake Thompson. Spotting it towards the sideline and goes out for another Fitzsimmons throw. Something that featured heavily in the first half. And here he is again, Liam Fitzsimmons, getting those arms worked out. Higuchi, who has been the most likely so far for Sunshine Coast Wanderers. He's had the chances. Kurito Higuchi. Probably the biggest chance, perhaps the biggest chance, certainly the biggest chance was the one-on-one opportunity he had against Saliadare, which Saliadare pulled off the stop. They have some strike out there now with Jeremy Stewart. Who played a very pivotal role in Moreton Bay United's success last season. Of course, Marquez Walters was the star of the show quite often. The reigning Golden Boot winner. Jeremy Stewart had a fair say in a lot of things good for Moreton Bay United. As Gold Coast United could be away here. Eli Williams sliding out to jump on the ball. It was Peroni who was in behind. And the wet conditions potentially coming at a detriment to Jack Peroni as he couldn't quite beat the ball in the race. Now Lucas spotting it across, and there you have it. That's their third. Peroni, the substitute, scoring it, and Gold Coast United are running away with it. One touch and finish. Jack Peroni finds the back of the net in his league debut for the club. Sunshine Coast Wanderers with an uphill battle now. It's going to be very tough to turn this around considering how much time is left on the clock. Diaz. The pinpoint delivery. That was some pass as Remmers moves his way forward. Lucas has Tapaldo. It falls in the lap of Fraser Hills. And a contest for the ball which crossed the byline. Tapaldo couldn't make the most of the bouncing ball. And then Fraser Hills saw it late. Now the ball darted in. And the shot sprayed wide. Durington it was from the corner. Just lurking at the top of the penalty area, timing his run forward. And it was Woodcock with the effort to put him off. Certainly achieved that. Josh Woodcock, who hasn't quite come into the game tonight as much as he would have liked to. Spent time in Lincoln, in the Lincoln City system, a club in the League One over in England. As Woodcock here tries to clear, and it will fall for a goal kick. And he also played a number of games in the FA Youth Cup over in England. Did Josh Woodcock, so quite the young talent. And tonight just hasn't been his or Sunshine Coast Wanderers. Brown. Roaming free. Another free kick for Sunshine Coast Wanderers as you just saw the water spray when Max Brown hit the deck. Tough conditions out there for the players at the moment. Very lucky to have this game go ahead, considering the downpour. And Sunshine Coast Wanderers just taking the free kick quickly. It will be brought back to the spot. As you see the rain falling in the floodlights. Tough night at the office so far for the Wanderers. However, can they produce a little bit of magic? A free kick from this position. Do you shoot or do you look for a teammate? It's Brown and Fitzsimmons again. Fitzsimmons taking the shot on. Brown will have a crack himself. And Josiah Green had the pass in behind. Sorted out, however. Carlos Celiadare will take his time with the ball. Peroni cutting back again. Another free kick, this time the way of Gold Coast United. Here he was. Peroni, despite the weather conditions, able to stay agile with the ball at his feet. And now this is a chance for Gold Coast United to add a fourth. Thompson, Diaz in discussion. On goes the free kick. Eli Williams didn't have to move very far to accept that one. And into the final 10 minutes we go, as it looks like Gold Coast United will keep on their good form in terms of round one showings. Of course, as I mentioned at the start, Gold Coast Knights is who they knocked off last season, 3-0. And then 2022 it was a 1-1 draw with Moreton Bay United. But they will add another win to the tally across the span of round ones over the years. There's a long way to go in this season, but Great signs from both Gold Coast sides in Knights and United to open up the National Premier League's Queensland for the men. Gold Coast United certainly had to stay patient tonight as Wanderers held some resistance, but when the goals came, they came in a rapid succession as Josiah Green hasn't moved. He's on the deck. Play allowed to continue. Higuchi for Brown. Brown will be dispossessed. And finally, play brought to a halt as Josiah Green was down injured. And he's slowly back to his feet now as he certainly has a limp in his step. And it's really adding a deeper cut to what is already a serious cut for Sunshine Coast Wanderers if Josiah Green has to make his way off the field. He seems to be moving okay now. Of course, when you add that scare with the Harrison Hooper incident, then it all adds up for Sunshine Coast Wanderers as Brown spots his teammate in Jed Zandos, and there was an attempt for contact with that cross. In the end, Peroni will nod it over for a corner and allow everyone to take a breath and reset. Of course, don't forget to catch all the action live, free, exclusive and on demand on FQTV. Plenty more games coming your way this Saturday night. Of course, we have fixtures all lined up tomorrow as well. Peninsula Power taking on Lions. That's one to watch, which will kick off a little later into the evening. Pending weather, of course, if that one still goes ahead, or while this game has been on, if it has been called off. We hope play does take place between those two National Premier League heavyweights. Of course, the NPLW in full swing as well as the FQPL season start to pick up some traction themselves. We're back into it, folks. A fun ride ahead all the way to September. Of course, during the week, some exciting news coming out of Football Queensland HQ with the announcement that Suncorp Stadium will once again play host to the grand finals for the FQPL 1 men and women, along with the National Premier League's Queensland men and women. Off the success of last year, FQ have splashed out again, looking to take the final series to a whole new level. While the Wanderers have a chance here, and Sally Adare pulls off the stop again. He'll earn this clean sheet tonight, Carlos Sally Adare, if indeed they do walk away with one, Gold Coast United, as he has made some tremendous stops throughout proceedings. Daryl Barton out there now for the Wanderers, as it looks as though the injury has forced Josiah Green off the pitch. Daryl Barton, the man to replace him, as we will see another substitution for Gold Coast United this time. Daniel Diaz asks to make his way off the closest touchline rather than taking the long route to the halfway line. And it looks as though Brian Sutomo is the new man for Gold Coast United, signing from Eastern Suburbs. As he slots into the midfield. And Blake Thompson comes sliding out to win the ball back for the visitors. Just to reiterate, there were no send-offs. We just have a little bug in the system for the moment, which we are working to repair. But both sides have their full complement. It is 11 v 11. In case you're joining us late, as Chris Lucas has Fraser Hills. It's back for Lucas. Durrington. Addis. The whistle won't come on that one, as Wanderers look to break free. Here's Barton, and the pass is taking all the air out of that balloon as Wanderers couldn't mount an attack. It was a promising opportunity as they had Gold Coast United retreating. Addis. Can't find a white jersey to go with the play, and now Peroni dropping deep inside his half to win the ball back for Gold Coast United as Kai Tapaldo finds the bottom corner with precision and accuracy, and he opens his account for 2024. Out go the arms as Gold Coast United's number 9 writes his name on the score sheet. So Wanderers will be wishing for full time as Gold Coast United have produced a tremendous display tonight. It was an even opening 20 minutes, however, it didn't take long after that for Chris Lucas to find the back of the net, and then since then it has been all Gold Coast United. And Daryl Barton got that challenge a little wrong. It was on Peroni, straight off the kickoff. And that's the third yellow card for Sunshine Coast Wanderers. Daryl Barton in the book. Stewart laying it off for Higuchi. Barton. Had Peroni on his tail. And Peroni certainly had a little added motivation to make the stop there, considering the earlier challenge. Wanting to get one back as Stewart spots the run of Higuchi, and Carlos Eliodare will show his experience. Just taking off an extra few seconds with some guile as Gold Coast United look to manage their way home here. It's pure delight for Gold Coast United as they get 2024 off to a winning start. Chris Lucas, Nick Panetta, Jack Peroni and Kai Tapaldo, your goal scorers, as it is full time here at Ballinger Park. Sunshine Coast Wanderers 0, Gold Coast United 4. Thank you for your company, and until next time, it's bye for now.